Kyler Murray, we've talked about Kyler Murray a lot. We talk about Kyler Murray a lot on this show during the season. Mm-hmm. We may have talked more Kyler Murray this offseason than ever before. And the tone, at least for me, is different. Kyler Murray has convinced me that he is on his way to having a breakout season.
Wow.
And a breakout season for Kyler Murray is not the same as a breakout season for another player because he's already played at a very high level.
Mm-hmm.
But I love the way he's carrying himself. I love the way his teammates and people in the organization are talking about him developing into what was missing in the first 5 years of his career, basically, and that was that leadership quality. He's taking that on head on this offseason. I like that. Kyler Murray on Instagram yesterday posted a picture of himself working out, and there was a 3-word caption. And the caption was, bet the over.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Which, look, we could parse that in a number of different ways.
Right.
But that's a guy who's coming in very confident.
Yes, and let's hope that there aren't angry gamblers who take his advice and then hold him against it when they win 3 games next season. No, that ain't going to happen. The fact that he put that out there on Instagram, it's more confirmation of kind of the vibe I'm getting from this team. And I think slowly but surely the narrative around this team is going to change. I've started to see recently stories about how the Cardinals, they might be one of those surprise teams. They might be sneaky good. Now, again, you can look at the roster and have your doubts because as we have pointed out, on the list of impact players, they're short of high-end impact players.
Yes, they are.
Those top 10 rankings by position lay that bare, if you will.
Oh, I went team by team, position by position yesterday, and when those rankings are complete, we'll have the results tomorrow.
Yeah,
but yeah, the Cardinals are among the teams with the least representation on those lists.
But as all football fans know, if you get a quarterback playing at the highest level, that it changes everything.
Yes.
Not only does it make people around you better, just the power of having that dude is going to get you to the playoffs. So I do find great optimism, not only in what Kyler Murray, how he's presenting himself now and how he's delivering in these areas that never interested him before, but the awareness. There was a time when I bet you Kyler Murray wouldn't even know the over-under for victories for the Cardinals. The idea that now he is much more tuned in to the big picture comforts me.
Now, I will say this. I have to be critical when I feel it's just to be critical. I don't think it's smart to ever go down that road on social media, encouraging the over, the under. Or anything.
No, it's not.
Because social media has become a cesspool in a number of different ways. I think it's at its worst when it's scorned gamblers lashing out at athletes.
Yeah.
So I think Kyler Murray saying bet the over. Yeah, I love the confidence, but man, you've opened up a can of worms.
Because people are going to take it literally, then get mad at you if you don't do it. If they don't cash that bet, then what? So I'm with you on that. I totally agree with that. That it's but I think he was just doing it rhetorically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, don't believe what people are saying about us. And again, I think most people would say that odds makers tend to be the most clear-cut, clear-eyed, objective predictors, right? That's their job. They would not be in that business of setting lines if they weren't good at it.
That's very true.
So it's not like Biff in his basement.
But there's the odds makers.
Another good name for a band.
Yeah.
They set the odds on what they think people will bet on. So, like, the over-under on the Cardinals wins is not necessarily exactly what they think the Cardinals are going to do.
It's trying to draw equal action on both sides of the line. That's what the number's all about. But then why does that number tend to be so accurate in so many cases?
It's accurate a lot, but there's always a team.
I guess.
Every year those come out, and there's a team that jumps off the page at you like, wow, that seems like an easy bet. And for a lot of people, and the reaction to the Cardinals and the number, depending on the book that's offering the over-under, 6.5 or 7.5. If you can get the Cardinals at 6.5,
bet the over.
I'm probably taking Kyler Murray's advice.
Right, exactly.
That's the way I feel right now.
Yeah, no, but again, I think the warning sign is how often are they really that off You know what I mean? It's one thing for some dude in the national media to be a couple of years behind what's real with the Cardinals and what the narrative happens to be, not the Sharps.
But not exactly tied totally to gambling. Every year in the NFL, you got the worst of first stories, the teams that come out of nowhere, the teams that get healthy all of a sudden. And look, the Cardinals you can get odds on that too because they were in last place last year.
Yeah. And this is why starting the season with the game against the Buffalo Bills, if this season goes the way this football team hopes and thinks, then that's going to be quite a scene. Because you beat Buffalo in Buffalo to start the season, that's your hello world kind of moment.
Yeah, and then the task becomes extending the welcome.
That too, right?
Say hello in week 2 as well.
Yeah. So you got to admire it, and it's Kyler Murray. I tell you, for all the people who were worried about him breaking down, he is a strong dude. He does like his gym time.
Yes, he does. And again, well, Jarrett pointed this out too. With him putting that message on social media, you can go through the responses, and they're pretty predictable. The first two
all over the place.
The first two responses that Jarrett pointed out. First game, I'm gonna take your over, and you better not sell. And you stink until you prove me otherwise. YTF would I waste money like that?
Wow. Wow.
If you find,
aren't people the best? People are just
really
the best.
great.
They really are great.
Especially, these are people who follow him on Instagram, by the way.
Yeah, right.
You stink. Why would I listen to you?
You cost me $18.
I'm going to take it, but you better win or else.
Right.
Oh, the stories of the threats that these athletes
are getting these days,
have to endure.
It's unconscionable.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it really is.
Thanks for watching Bickley and Marotta. Click to see the latest Bickley Blast and hit the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.